Is that you? It's so nice to see you again. It's me, Karma. Man, we got so much to talk about. Welcome to SlothTalk. This is the first episode. I am him, Karma the Big Sloth. Alright, first I want to talk about VPNs. Do you know what a VPN is? Do you have one? I have one. It's a virtual protocol network. So basically, it's a security measure that basically bounces your signal all over the place. So you might be, surfing the web at your house in Alaska, but because you have your VPN on, it might say that you're in, Spain somewhere like this. And it's a security measure. But also, people have been using it with, their Netflix and stuff like that. So, if you have one of these smart TVs and you have the VPN on your smart TV and you turn your VPN on, your TV will think you're in a different area and you'll get different options. Right? And it's the worst kept secret. The worst kept secret. Until Stephanie McMahon had to open her big mouth. I blame the Illuminati and Stephanie McMahon for the downfall of coolness. I really do. I really do. Because WWE went to ESPN, and then, if you remember, Stephanie McMahon had that podcast, and she was like, well, just use your VPN, because for whatever reason, WWE has one deal with Netflix to broadcast everything in other countries, and then here in the United States, they have a deal with the ESPN app. Right? And the ESPN app is like $30 a month. Right? But if you turn your VPN on and you're in a different country, lo and behold, you have it on your Netflix. And you have it on your Netflix, boom, just like that, right? And Stephanie McMahon says, she says the quiet part out loud. And now there's got to be legislation, right? So now there's going to be legislation. There's states doing something about it. Of course, they're not saying that this is the reason, but it's really the reason. I really feel like it's the reason. So thanks, Stephanie. Yo. I'm getting tired just thinking about it, bro. The passage of time. Have you noticed how fast things have been going? We just had Thanksgiving. Christmas is a week away. I mean, it's always been fast, this cluster of holidays. But I mean, how fast do we get here? Okay, so January 1 is in a couple of weeks. And then watch, we come circle right back around, and I'm gonna be like, yo, it's May, and we're gonna be like, where did the time go, right? We're in a time warp. Time is a concept that we created. It doesn't exist. It's crazy, bro. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. It just seemed like everything just goes by so fast. Until it's the end of an era or something like that, and then it's stuck in your memory. Other than that, everything seems to be a blur. It's kind of sad, man. That's why I try to take moments and breathe in that moment, experience the moment, right? Experience the moment, to actually be present. They call it mindfulness, but it's frou-frou. But really, it's just be appreciative of this moment in time that you're dealing with right now. Is basically the concept of mindfulness. Because we get so caught in the future, like getting ready for our future, what's going to happen in our future, make sure everything is straight for our future, that we're so worried about the future that we forget about the present is basically the whole concept. You see what I'm saying? And I try to remember that because, on top of that, they say tomorrow is not promised. You know what I mean, Playboy? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They say tomorrow's not promised, so they tell you the shit, like, right in your face. Right in your face. So, just enjoy it. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. Like, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is, bro. Like, make the best of, what's around. Really. Like, cause what's the alternative? What's the alternative? You could be miserable, but why? Like, what's the point? Find the joy and hold on to that thing for dear life. However small that joy may be, hold on to that joy for dear life. You know what I mean? And let that thing motivate you. Basically. Okay, alright, a little bit more about WWE. Okay, so I never thought I would say this, to be honest. NXT is better than WWE. I really feel like that. I really feel like that right now. Look, Javon Evans, get out of here. Like, Femi, like, get out of here, bro. The women's division, get out of here, dog. The only thing popping for me in, like, the main roster WWE is the women's division. That's it. Outside of, like, main roster WWE women's division, like, the only thing that's popping, like, is NXT. And the stuff they got going on over there, like, bro. Tony D'Angelo just came back. Yo, Deadline was fire, dog. And that's what I'm saying. I have never rewound a premium live event in my life. Not a pay-per-view, not a premium live event. Never rewound it. I rewound Deadline. I watched the Deadline twice. It was fire. All the matches it was so good. It was so good. And it, like, went off, and I thought to myself, like, yo, main roster could never. Like, not in this era. Like, I honestly, if it's not, like, a women's match, because the women, like, when it comes to the matches, like, the women's matches be ridiculously fire. They do. Like, Io Sky be flying. You know what I mean? Like, but like when you think about NXT, you're talking about Javon Evans, who's flying everywhere. He is quickly becoming, like, my favorite superstar, bar none. The young OG, like, absolutely. And my bad. And he's about to face Cody Rhodes, right? And I'm like, yo. I mean, he's not about to face Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is about to face Femi, right? Right? So, like, I was like, oh my god, like, so now there's cry from fans because they think that Femi is gonna count the lights to Cody Rhodes, which, of course he is. Of course he is. But, I mean, for that, I feel like you would have to suspend your disbelief. Honestly, like, bro, the ruler. You think in reality, Cody Rhodes is beating Femi? Like, never. When? In a foot race, maybe. In a foot race, maybe. Other than that, in your wildest dreams, but hey, it's sports entertainment, right? Yeah, so people are allowed to bounce back like Looney Tunes, and we just have to eat that. That's fine. Okay. 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 That may have came a little hot. That may have come across a little harsh there, friend. Uh, you know. Your boy Sloth is a work in progress. I can't even hold you as far as that is concerned, man. Let me tell you. Yeah. What else did I want to talk to you about, right? Huh. Oh, okay. What have you been, like, okay. What have you been watching on TV lately, Doug? What have you been watching? What has been good? You know what I thought? Like, for the first episode of my show, a good question would be, like, what show did you think was fire that you were mad that got canceled? You know, what show that you loved, that you wanted to see continue, that got canceled unceremoniously? Like, you didn't get an ending, nothing like that. Like, tell me, like, put it in the comments, because I definitely want to know that. I definitely want to know that, because that leads me into my next thing. Like, so, I was just talking about Netflix, right? So I was watching The Society, basically, right? And if you've seen the show, From, it's similar. So this group of people, but like 200 of them, I think, get trapped in like this town where they can't get out. There's like no way out and stuff. Anyway, they're like teenagers. They form a society, right? They form a society. And at the end, like, there's a whole like mutiny or whatever. But I don't want to say too much, because it's a really good show, is my point. It's a really good show, and it's canceled. It's canceled. And I'm like, bro, and I want to talk to people so bad, like, and so that made me, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, that made me, like, immediately go to Reddit and see what I could see, and see how people were feeling, and just to be among people who, like, loved the show. Like, I look, I felt goofy about it. Because here I am in Reddit, like, looking for, like, a shoulder to cry on, because I loved the show, like, but, I'm thankful that there was a community there, you know what I mean? It's a shame. I mean, it got canceled, like, based on my Googling, it got canceled because of COVID. Like, it was like 2020, it's like COVID and like production issues, stuff like that, But it was a good show. I liked it. I liked From 2. I liked From 2, the show From 2. There's like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, even though I just blamed Stephanie McMahon and the Illuminati for the downfall of coolness. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but there is like, in like esoteric law that says they have to tell you what they're gonna do to you before they do it. Like, so I'm just like noticing these shows, like, if you remember back in the day, like The Dome or From, or like I was talking about The Society, and it's all about like isolation. It's all about being cut off from the rest of the world. And I know there's been talk about, different stuff going on, so it's wild, bro. But I bring all that to say, like, remember what's important. What's important is your family and your friends, bro. That's what's important, dog. You may disagree politically or religiously, but at the end of the day, that's family. That's family. You only get one of them, you know, uncle, cousin, mother, father. You only get one. And nobody's perfect. So that's what should be focused on. I feel like everything becomes WWE in a way. Everything is theater. You know what I mean? And it's theater in a way to distract us from what's important. And everything is built so that we don't look at what's right in front of us. Like I said at the beginning, we're so worried about the future. We're not looking at the present. Everything is designed like that. Even politics, you know, they look for reasons to divide us. Reasons to divide us. But if you keep what's most important, your relationship with self, your relationship with higher power, your relationship with your family, that's what matters. At the end of the day, bro. And at the end of the day, like I always say, bro, I'm something like my chair. I don't ever really fold. But I mean everything. If I typed it, it'd be bold. Bye, friend! Until next time. Later.